Hello, all my beautiful witches. I'm back. Oh my God, you guys. I am so happy to be back doing this. I am so thrilled. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait, y'all. I've been biting my tongue. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, I'm not gonna tell y'all no more that I'm gonna be doing more videos and stuff like that. I'm just not gonna do that. I don't like to do that because I like to stick with my word. I don't like to be a person that's inconsistent. And I just want to say, I see y'all when I see y'all. That's just what I see you when I see you. That's how we gonna do it because I don't like to make those promises and and telling people, okay, I'm gonna be back here next week and I'm gonna do a video every week, and then you guys don't see me for 4 months. But I'm gonna share something with you guys about one of the reasons why I don't do videos as often as I could or should. And one of the reasons is because sometimes, and I need to share this with you guys because you guys need to understand that even as spiritual workers or even leaders, like we're constantly being tested. We're constantly going through battles and overcoming obstacles ourselves. And I think it's really important for me to share with you guys, like, all of my obstacles, not all of them, but some of the obstacles that I'm going through, as a person, um, because I'm going through obstacles sometimes, and I'm going through different things. And if I share my experiences of what I'm going through, it may help somebody else because somebody else is going through the same thing as well. Okay. And so one of the things, you guys, is sometimes in life we say we want to be great and we say we want to do all of these different things. Y'all like my look today, y'all? I got this whole Yamaya thing going on. I love it. Y'all, I'm an air sign. I get distracted very easy. But I just love the blue. It's so nice and calming and relaxing. So anyway, you guys, I sometimes in life we always say that we want to be great and we want to do all of these great things. And there's a fear that comes with success. There's a fear that comes sometimes with walking into our destiny. And most of the time, it's us. It's the voices that we hear in our head. It's the things that we are telling ourselves. And it really is hard sometimes to just walk into your own destiny. And it's like I can foresee this channel growing, becoming something big. I can foresee this channel really helping people. And there's a fear that come along with that, because with success also comes, people's opinions and thoughts and ideas. And as much as we say we don't care what people say, most of the times I don't. But like I said, it's mental and it's in here. And that's why the ancestors always said, what? Know thyself. Because really the problem is not, everyone else, it's me. And so I had to face myself and realize that I'm running, and I have done that a lot in my life. There are many gifts that I have, and I have chosen not to use those gifts out of fear, out of what people will think, out of what, the things people will have to say about me. So, or just how I feel about myself. So I had to get over a lot of those things. And I'm still working on me. I'm a work in progress. No one is perfect. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So a lot of times I shy away from my purpose, even though it's fun and I love doing this. I just still to myself sometimes. I just have to get over myself. And so I'll bombard myself with all kind of projects and things. And in the back of my mind, you guys, I know I should be on here. Like it'll be like a constant nagging. Like, you know how the ancestors are and your spirit guides. They always are going to constantly get on your head until you're doing. And it's like, I don't feel good that I'm not doing this. Like after I do these videos, I always feel such a relief and feel so much better. So you always feel better once you take that initial step. I just have to keep doing it. So I'm not going to say when, how, what, when, where, but just know I'm working on me, okay? And just know whatever videos that I do, hopefully it's to help you guys and to give you guys clarity. So I wanted to talk about something that is very Um, one thing about being in a quarantine situation and being able to spend more time at home, you guys, is that we all have been on social media a little bit more than we typically do. Y'all, I need my tea. I got my tea. Y'all, I gotta do videos on the late night these days. You guys, this tea is mugwort, detox, and raspberry leaf tea. You guys, you gotta learn about the mugwort tea. Y'all, mugwort is I'm telling you, us witches, anybody that astral travel or have prophetic dreams, we use our teas and things to like help us. These herbs, they help us, to achieve whatever we trying to achieve spiritually. So I use these herbs, and so mugwort is one of the things. Maybe do a little research on it, you guys. But anyway, um, one of the things, we have all been on social media a little bit more, you know, than we typically would be. We have a little bit more time on our hands. Okay. It's been kind of the opposite for me. I kind of have been doing my own thing right now because this is a real powerful energy that we're in during this time. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect energy. I always say that us witches, we will rise out of the ashes. you because every time there's a lot of chaos and things going on, this is the perfect time for us. So I have been learning so much, and this has been really good energy for me. So I've been shying away because if you notice, social media has a way of influencing people. It influences your thoughts and your ideas. That's why people, that do YouTube videos, they get paid to be influencers. Okay, think about that. They're influencing you to buy certain things, influencing you to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we are being influenced by social media. And sometimes we don't even know or realize that we are. So sometimes when you want to gain more spiritual understanding, you have to isolate yourself from the influence of others. Okay. When you think about stories, like I don't know if there actually was an Enoch. I'm not going to get into that, but I have read many times the book of Enoch. Those of you that are not familiar with it, you might want to check it out. It's a very interesting book. But I do believe that all of these spiritual writings, including the Bible, I still quote and read the Bible because these are books that are very allegorical, and they're also books with hidden occult wisdom and knowledge. Okay, so you'll hear me quote the Bible a lot. But when I read the story of Enoch, one of the things I found very interesting is that as Enoch began to become more and more spiritual and closer to God, he separated himself away from the people. The people saw less and less of him. So you have to ask yourself, well, why did Enoch do this? This is because he didn't want the influence of the people. Okay, that's why a lot of highly spiritual people, if you even hear the story of Jesus, when he went to fast, he didn't fast in the city. He went somewhere out in the wilderness, and you saw that while he was in the wilderness, he was tempted. He went through all these different things, but it was through the isolation. Anytime there's spiritual gurus, they always will isolate themselves from the people. And it's even true with witches. Some of the most powerful witches had to be sought after. You couldn't just, like, if any of you ever even seen Princess and the Frog, if you noticed, what's her name? Tatiana, what's her name? Tiana, whatever. When she went to go consult with the old hoodoo lady or voodoo lady, she had to go way out in the swamp somewhere because the most spiritual and the most powerful witches and spiritualists, period. Because even though I say witches, you guys, I'm talking about, spirituals. I say witches because I more so deal with women. Okay. For the most part, I am a woman. Okay. So, but I mean, anybody that's spiritual, you have to sometimes isolate yourself. And I see many of you are using social media as like a clutch. You see what I'm saying? Or a crutch, however you want to put it. Clutch, crutch. You guys are using it as a means to basically, you're hindering yourself by being influenced by all of these different things when most times spirituality, magic, a lot of it comes from creativity. If you notice that powerful witches, even if you see successful ones, they normally are very good at multiple things. I see so many of my sisters who are in this walk that can do so many different creative things. I mean, we're not just magical. We also can cook well, heal people with herbs and heal people with our food, and we can make jewelry and we can make candles and soaps and clothes and headdresses and all of these different things. I mean, because part of being a witch is this area right here, the creativity. That's why witches are women. You know, I know there's a lot of people, especially two-spirited individuals, that like to refer to themselves as witches. But for me, I feel that, and I have nothing against anyone that is two-spirited or deal with that type of energy at all. You're welcome to, and I'm saying men, women, two-spirited individuals, we all can be magical and we all have spiritual, well, not all of us, but we all can have spiritual gifts. I'm not a person that call all melanated people magical. I just don't feel like that. I feel many are called and few are chosen. Okay. I go by that. Everybody, this is not your lifetime to be an ascended master. This is not your lifetime to embrace. I feel like we come back and maybe the next lifetime will be your time to be, however, but I don't think that we all are chosen to be spiritual leaders or that we all have the ability. If so, there would not have been bloodlines like priesthoods and different things like that, because certain people carrying certain blood, you know, most of the magic that you receive comes from the mitochondria DNA. I don't call any male, okay, whether you're two-spirited or you feel like you're more of a woman. I feel like the great mother makes no mistakes when she makes people. And if she calls you to be a male, hell, that's what you are, you know. But I don't believe in two-spirited individuals calling themselves witches, because witches to me are women, and we're witches. It's passed down through mitochondria. Males cannot pass down mitochondria, to their offspring, and it comes from something here called the womb. Okay, that is a big key factor in being witches. I feel that two-spirited individuals have their own source of spirituality, just like males do. Okay, so I don't believe in two-spirited individuals piggybacking off of women, because that's what you're doing when you call yourself something that is typically being used for women. It has always been known that witches are wise women, okay? And that it's passed down typically from mother to daughter. Most times men can get that energy from, because mitochondria is given to men and women. What you can't do as a male typically is pass it down through the mitochondria. So that's just a quick little lesson of how I feel. Many of you can call yourself whatever you want to. Don't get mad talking about, I want to call you can call yourself a zebra. I wouldn't care. But to me, I don't consider you a witch. I call many two-spirited people eunuchs. Some of them are gatekeepers. Some just two-spirited. You see what I'm saying? So there's different names. But however, um, as witches, you guys, many of us, we don't want to use our own creativity when doing our own rituals in our work. We're so constantly being influenced by others through using social media. Now, I don't have a problem with YouTube. Look, I am on a social media platform, so it'd be stupid, okay, dumb for me to talk bad, but we have to create some form of balance. So you will notice that most of the powerful witches back in the day, you more so had to hear about them through word of mouth. It wasn't about the illusion that people give you on social media, because that's what social media allows people to do. They can be whatever they want to be on social media. People can pretend to be all kind of spiritually gifted, and you would never know it. Many of you are getting freaking prosperity spells from people sleeping on park benches, for all you know. Okay, you getting prosperity spells done by people who live in a mama house. They can't manifest themselves a job. You see what I'm trying to say? You don't know these people. You feel like you know them. You think you know them. Many of you who are just starting out, you still need to work on discernment. You still need to build up your wisdom, because you can't discern a witch. okay, from a attention seeking hawk. They just sitting around social media hogging all day. You know, they're not really spiritual people. So you can't really go to social media, okay, for spiritual advice all the time. Many things you just have to go to source yourself. You have to grow your own self. You can't keep asking people, for example, you guys, this is something that's just so, it annoys me to no bitter end. I swear, every time I see it, and I have, I'm a part of a lot of groups, you guys. I'll get into these different little, witch groups and hoodoo, voodoo, all kind of occult groups. And one thing that annoys me, and I predominantly see women do this all the time. A lot of you guys are not aware of candle wax readings, okay? Y'all don't woe me the hell out with these dang on candle wax readings, okay? I just be wanting to like strangle some. Look, it's so hilarious because, and I'm gonna explain it for those that don't understand, because there's a lot of beginners here. They may not understand what I'm talking about when it comes to the candle wax readings and what exactly is a candle wax reading. So when we do rituals and spells and different things, we tend to burn candles, and many times, you guys, anytime you're burning a figure candle, okay, you're always going to have wax left over because of the way the candle is shaped. So it's not going to burn down evenly, okay? Most times when you're doing a spell and you're using a candlestick, it can typically burn down evenly. What you want to happen when you're working with candlesticks, you want the candle to burn down evenly. That means that it was a perfect spell. It means that everything, it worked out perfectly. So many of you who are expecting or wanting to see wax, it typically, and it's supposed to be, okay, a sign of how your spell went. It also is a sign that you may need to do more work, okay? But if you're the person who did the spell, whatever, or ritual or whatever it is, whatever wax is left over, that is for your eyes and for your eyes only. Why? Because you're the person who did the spell, not all of us on social media. So going to people, especially random people who you don't know, because you don't know the majority of people on social media, you don't know them. You see what I'm saying? And so you're going around asking random people, what do y'all see in my wax from this spell? All excited, taking pictures and putting it on social media and asking people for their opinion about a spell or ritual that they didn't have anything to do with whatsoever. And you want to know what makes it even a notch even more dumb is that everybody in the comment section is saying something different. Everyone. You know why? Because everybody spiritual eye is going to be different, and therefore everyone is going to see something different. So what kind of clarity did you gain from asking a bunch of random people? And why do these random people opinion counts to you? You don't know these people. It's crazy. What makes it so funny is somebody can do a money spell, and every time I can look in the comments, somebody gonna see a baby. Somebody always see a freaking baby. You could do a confidence spell. I see a baby. It's always that person that see babies everywhere they go. I don't know. But it is so weird though. You guys go and you don't gain any kind of confidence by asking people their opinion about work that you have done. And so it makes no sense. Whatever you see, that's what matters. Whatever you feel from that spell, that's what matters. Okay? It's not a good idea to randomly and always show people the work that you're doing. And I'm gonna say, many of it's nothing in your wax. You just need to turn your fan off or stop doing spells in front of your air conditioner. Okay, if you're doing spells, I say, yeah, the wax gonna be all dripped over because you got the wind blowing. Okay, so some of y'all just doing silly stuff and it's really nothing to see. That's why I don't even play into that. But when I see that, it's like, you guys, come on now. You're making a mockery really out of what we do. And now you got people paying people to read their wax. That's not a spiritual gift, reading people wax. And you're asking people for I would not pay a person $1 to read some wax for me. And some of you, stop being so silly. I feel like we have to say these things because there's a younger generation, and many of you who are too old and know better. Understand this, that social media is a wonderful place to exploit people who are already desperate. And many people who get into the spiritual community and claim to be leaders, okay, and they're not. They're not. I know that for a fact that they're not. You see what I'm saying? They claim to be leaders because they know there is money in desperate people. People looking for answers. People who want healing. Okay? And people been doing this for centuries, playing off the emotions of people. And it's even easier to do it now because people are just giving off the illusion of having spiritual gifts and don't. We're not walking around with a certificate of completion from the witch school. We don't have credentials that we're walking around with. That's why it was better back in the day when you could hear about a witch through the work that she done. People could see her. People been healed by her. So typically what would happen is a lot of witches would do work for free for people. Okay. And then once people were healed or they go out and tell other people, then you go charging them. And it's nothing wrong with making money off your gifts because we're putting a lot of energy, time, and resources into what we do. So we need to collect something called currency. But many of you are cash apping people to do spells for you. And I see it all the time. Y'all been duped out of your money. The person didn't do any kind of spell. They done shut down their Facebook after they done took your money. I see people crying in there. They done pay people for tarot card readings and ain't got nothing. Many of you are not even getting real readings by tarot card readers. You getting people telling you stuff that anybody would know. Oh, I see a hater in your mix. Who the hell don't have a hater? Like, I mean, duh, everybody got a hater. Oh, I see you trying to walk into your destiny. Okay, everybody knows that. You see what I'm saying? They're telling you stuff because they're playing off your emotions. And there are some con artists out here, especially y'all about a Nigeria. Y'all love to try and con us Black Americans, as y'all call us, out of money, up out of Nigeria, telling you that they got all these powers. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You don't need to be in the continent of Africa to be powerful. We are powerful right here in the Americas, if not even more powerful. So, and that's no diss to Africa or nothing, but many of them that are trying to con you out of here, you need to be doing work for them and helping them out. Okay. So let's just get that straight. It's about bloodline. Don't matter. I could be on the moon. Okay. And I'm still going to be magical on the goddamn moon. So it don't even matter where I'm at. It's about the blood and the energy that is running through me. Okay. And my ability to use that energy, be the conductor of that energy. Okay, so this is why I promote you taking spirituality into your own hands, especially today, where there are so many con artists out here. And let me tell y'all something, especially you men. It is so many men. You ladies have to be very, very careful, because you have so many men that prey off the emotions of women. Okay, so you have these men that are not spiritually inclined. They don't have any profitable spiritual gifts whatsoever. But what they do have is the gift of gab and the ability, okay, to make you, they get on there talking about how y'all goddesses and how women are so spiritual, and then get to showing you that they taking baths and herbs and all this kind of stuff that they telling you that they're doing. And most of these men, the most magical thing that they got going for themselves is their rod. Is there right? Ain't nothing magical coming up out of a lot of these brothers, yet they claim to be doing the work. Don't let someone tell you that they are a priest or a priestess, or that they have been initiated into something, and think for a moment that they have spiritual gifts. Do you know having spiritual gifts is not a requirement to be a priest or a priestess? Many of you are following people because they have those titles behind their names, but anybody can basically, with the discipline, Okay, that's why a lot of people, if you notice in Africa and different places, they'll accept spiritual systems. They will accept priests and priestesses, but what they don't want to accept are witches. That's where the line is drawn, because this is where the real power is. To call yourself a witch or a wizard is somebody that were born with gifts, okay, that were not given to them by a mere mortal. These are spiritual gifts, the prophecy, seeing the future, healing, literally being able to take a person's diseases and cure them of it or whatever's ailing them. Some people can take these sicknesses into their bodies. These are all gifts. People can literally feel, there are true empaths in this world that can truly feel what's going on around, not, oh, I feel sorry for somebody. They can literally feel a person's headache, literally feel what's going on in that person's body, in their body. Many of us have made mockeries, out of spiritual gifts because we really don't understand what they are. So you have plenty of people calling yourself a priest or a priestess. Don't mean I don't have to be initiated. When people ask me about initiation, well, I'm a witch. I do what I want. I do what I want to do. We don't even do what we can. We do what we want. So I don't believe in that. I'm not under that whole priestess thing. So many of y'all see that title and you think this person is some kind of way gifted, and they're not. They just took the time. A priest or a priestess is somebody that been initiated into a system, and they do rites of passage or ceremonies. Doing a ceremony don't mean you can that you have visions. Doing a ceremony don't mean you have the gift of healing. Doing a ceremony don't mean that you are an actual tarot card reader. You can really give people information. It doesn't mean that. Okay. So this is how I know for a fact that many of these men are preying off you guys and playing with your emotions. And many of you women, you just fall for it because this man is saying all these things. Let me tell you something. I have had, and I don't put people on blast. I don't screenshot and do all that kind of stuff. I have had in my spiritual journey at least two men, in particular, that have came in my inbox and have asked me for basic information. Came to me and said, look, I'm starting out my path, and have asked me simple things like, how do you set up an altar? Asking me about crystals and stones. I mean, if you're asking me how to set up your altar, then that means that you really don't know the basics of practicing spirituality. There's witches, that are born with gifts, and wizards. And then there are practicing ones that are consciously aware. And if you yourself are asking me basic questions and I'm helping you out, how do I look down my wall 3 weeks later and see you talking about cash at me? I can help you. I'm a tarot card reader. I could do spiritual work. What? And I'm looking like, are you serious right now? You just was asking me basic questions in my inbox, like don't even know anything. And now you done studied for 2 weeks and you're telling people that you are a spiritual worker. I mean, I really wanted deep within myself to say something to this individual. I really did. And I'm seeing people, they put their Cash App down. So now this person is considering themselves a spiritual guru. But this is the type of things that people can get away with on social media. These are the type of things that people can do because why? You don't know these people. You don't know these people, and you're just assuming because the things that they're showing you on social media that this is true, that this person's doing all this kind of work. You would think from the post that he's posting up that he's been doing this for years. It's really, really weird, you guys, but we have to learn how to have strong discernment. Okay. We can't just go around asking people to do work for us. One of the things that I do, and I'm going to tell you guys this so that you will stop getting duped out of your money. I'm tired of seeing people crying about how they listen. When I have clients, when I do decide I want to do work for people, because I don't take every case. I don't, that's why even on my website, I say, call me first to do a consultation because I don't do work for everybody. So if I deny doing work for you, more than likely it's because of the spirits within me don't want to deal with it. I don't even tarot card read for everyone. I just don't do it. Some things people ask me, my ancestors and spirit guides tell me, don't mess with that. Leave it alone. Your reading could make it worse. So I listen to that. So I don't do work for everybody. But when I do, one of the things that I offer all of my clients is that I do the work live. So if I take funds from you and I agree to do a spell or any kind of work for you, the reason why I want you there is so that you can see that I am doing this work and I want your input. This spell is for you, baby. Okay? It ain't for me. This is for you. So you being present only helps with the energy flow. I need your agree. We need to, we're like the Bible said, 2 or 3 gathered together. We need to be together in on this because this is your work. And a lot of times what I'll do is like if I do any kind of candle magic, if there's leftovers or anything, if it's a bottle spell, for an extra fee, I will send that to my client. That way they can keep their own leftover spiritual supplies. It's always good to offer someone some type of service to where they can see the work that you're doing because we're doing this stuff through social media. So there is a correct way to get work done. So start asking these people to do this stuff with you live. Cash App is to me most times never a good way to pay for things. It just ain't, you guys. I mean, I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm seeing so many of y'all not getting on. Y'all, make sure you really know these people. You see what I'm saying? People taking your money through the Cash App and they running off with your stuff and they ain't doing nothing for you. They done took your $40. You guys, so you gotta pay more attention to what you're doing. Ask your spirit guides and your ancestors, and just start using more discernment. Let source lead you to, the spirit work, the spirit workers that you're supposed to, spiritual workers that you're supposed to get work done from. You know what I'm saying? I have no reason myself. I'm not a boaster. And that's what a lot of people do in this spiritual game. They feel like a lot of y'all reading fake reviews. People ain't even reviewing these people saying nothing. Okay, y'all sitting up there falling for reviews, and it's really sad because this is why people don't take us serious, which I don't care because I don't have nothing to prove to you guys. I am not in the business of proving my spiritual gifts to all of you. But if you see somebody constantly claiming they're a witch and constantly putting it out there how spiritually gifted they are, it's more than likely probably because they're not. And they're trying to convince you that they are. You know, one thing that I want to say to you, a lot of you that are new to practicing and to doing rituals, is that it's not a good thing to video record yourself doing this work. It's not a very good thing because you need to learn how to keep certain things sacred. You need to learn how to keep certain things sacred. Sacred, when you look at that word, it kind of has something similar to it as the word secret. And there's a reason for that. All of your spiritual tools that you use on your altars and different things, you guys, it's not always a good idea to take pictures of your altars to show people your spiritual work. It's not even a good idea to even have your cell phone out when you're doing work. Many of you, your ancestors and spirit guides and things, would really like to show you some things, would really like to embrace you in greater ways. But you're so busy grabbing your cell phone because you want to take pictures. You want to capture every moment that you're not in the actual moment. You're not spending time meditating on the work that you're doing because you're so busy recording things and taking pictures. It just makes no sense at all because you want to say, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm burning a candle. Who cares? Hey, everybody, look at me. I got fixed my altar up. Who cares? It's your altar. It's your spiritual work. Why must you show everybody? Because you an internet witch. That's why. You're not gifted. You're sitting up there internet witching. That's what you're doing. You're doing this so people can clap for you. Yay, you're a witch. Who cares? Who cares? You know, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it because you want people to constantly applaud you and clap for you all the time. Keep your sacred things sacred. It's all about the energy that we put into our tools, because the magic and the spiritual gifts are within you. But the tools that you use, okay, those are your sacred tools. Why? Because you said so. That's why. You know, when you create an altar, it is an extension of you. Who cares what anybody has to say about your altar? You don't even need anyone's opinions. You doing work and always showing people, look, for example, if you was in front of your home, okay, just say you standing outside and you're doing a ritual in front of your house, and some random ass people come walking down the street, you ain't gonna yell out to them, hey everybody, I'm doing a spell, come on over here and get in on my spell with me. You're not going to do that. Why? Because that's stupid. You don't know those people. So why are you letting people in on all of the spiritual work that you're doing at home? Showing people and taking pictures of this. I would never in a million years want any kind of spiritual work or doing any work for me that they're going to show on social media in any way. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I can't take you serious. And this is something that is in what I take, what I do very serious and important. My altars and different things like that. If you don't believe I actually have an altar, oh well. I'm not going to go around proving my gifts to people. For some reason, constantly, witches are always, and spiritual, anybody with spiritual gifts are constantly always being mocked in some way. Yeah, witches, I don't give a daggone if you don't feel like I'm gifted. So what? You have nothing to prove to anybody. Nothing to prove whatsoever. So going around showing people the work that you're constantly doing, I mean, what is that? You know, you will never grow by constantly wanting people to clap for you every 10 seconds. Learn how to do your own work on your own. Believe me, let me tell you something. You do not have to advertise how great you are. Let me tell y'all, and I used to do this too, so I'm guilty, you know, but I would get into it with people. I would get into it with people, you guys, on social media. And I would get mad. You know how you bump heads with people, you end up, but we always, we get sucked into debates. You know what I mean? Like you might not even be, you could be on your own post, minding your own business, whether it's Instagram or whatever. And people just come on there with their opinions and so we all get sucked into being opinionated on social media. Okay. And so I would get into it with people. And one of the first things that I would do, I'm going to hex and curse you. You don't know who you messing with. I'm a dark witch. I'm crazy. I ain't got, so you'll be on there. And it's so easy to get caught up in that. But then I realized what I was doing. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to tell people that I'm about that dark magic life. I don't have to do it. I stopped doing that. And I learned that, I don't have to boast about what I can do to a person, and what I don't have to use my gifts as a means, because what you're trying to do is basically pump fear into this individual. And I learned that this is so unnecessary. It's not something that I have to do at all. Let me tell you something, you guys. That you're going to come to realize is that I have gotten so powerful that I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. What ends up happening is, it was a brother from Nigeria too. I'm in this one group, and I was having a discussion with one of my African brothers from Nigeria. He lives in Nigeria, and we were having like not a heated debate, but we were kind of going back and forth. And one thing that people do is that they will You'll be talking to them about something, which I don't really do it. I just, they will go on your page and start looking up all of your public posts, just I guess to see what kind of person you are, what you're about. So I'm going back and forth with him, and he comes back on the post and says, "Oh, I see that you're a witch." And I said, "Yes, I am a glorious witch here in the Americas. We have so much power here because, we can express ourselves without living in fear." I said, "So we're some very powerful witches here." And he brought it up. I didn't have to say, "Well, I'm a witch." He looked for himself. I got to telling him, and you know what he said to me? "Well, go ahead and have yourself a good day. I'm going to go on and get off of here." Because I tell you something, man, about certain places in Africa, they have this fear of witches. And I didn't have to tell him, I didn't have to say, "Well, I'm a hex." He got rid of himself. He was like, "Let me leave her alone." And this has happened to me. They go looking at your profile pictures. People can see your power for themselves, baby. You ain't got to walk around. Look, honey, I could wear black anything. And somebody will be like, I even had a young girl. She said, "Are you a witch?" And I'm looking like, how did she know? Like, I know I got on a black dress, but damn it, anybody could wear black. It's the spirit that's on you. When you are a true a dark magic worker, you do not have to constantly defend yourself by throwing it out there. "I'm a witch. I'm a witch. I do this. I do that." You do not have to do that because people can see it on you. I can always tell, let me tell y'all, the most powerful witches, because in nature, there's a warning. There's a warning. Anytime there's a poisonous spider or anything, it's always brightly colored as a warning to others. Don't touch that. And so those of us that have that energy around us, people know not to mess with you. They go on and go about their business. So you don't have to. That's how I know that there's a power that is on me that people can visibly see, because I am not constantly boasting and bragging about all the darkness that I'll do to you. I don't have to. If you don't believe I'm a witch, okay, well, come on, test me and find out and see if I'm really spiritually gifted. That's all you got to do, boo. Come find out for yourself. Shoot. Or you can pay for some of this work. And if I feel like I want to do some work for you, find out for yourself. Or don't deal with me at all. If you doubt me and doubt any of my abilities, then move along. I don't care. I'm not in this because this is feeding me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not in this for that. There are so many ways. I am so creative and intelligent to make money. I can just sell spiritual. I don't have to do work for people. I don't have to prove. You got people, selling spiritual supplies. They're not. I did this because this is who I am. My company, and doing these YouTube videos and such, it means a lot to me because it's myself. What you see me is expressing my true self and my purpose. I'm walking in my destiny, and I don't have to have the popularity of some other people. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing it for that. So that's why you won't see me all over social media bragging all the time, because that's not my way. I feel like those that are meant to be touched by me in some type of spiritual way, it would just happen. It would just happen gradually. So I just want you guys to know that, use your own power, embrace it for yourselves. Many of you are afraid to make mistakes in this. Okay. You're afraid of witch battles. You're afraid, but that's what make you, I said witch battles, but we have them all the time. I see witches all the time going back and forth, throwing hexes and curses on each other. Many of you are afraid to go through these experiences. That is what is going to make you more powerful in the future, having your own experiences. So many of you go on the internet looking for spells all the time. These recycled ass spells that everybody keep throwing around. Baby, you're supposed to create your own. That's what the grimoires is for, or your books, is because you're writing down. like a true master. You're writing down your own spells. You're coming up with your own creative ideas. You don't have to constantly ask people for spells. What's a good spell for this? What's a good spell for that? Learn how to just, or what ritual can I do for this? Do it yourself. Maybe you will come up with something that, I mean, could blow the socks off or something, but you would never know because you're always constantly asking people, what are you doing for this? And it's okay for us to get advice, but at the same time, at some point in time, when do you come up with your own? When do you become your own kind of spiritualist or your own kind of witch? You know, look at that word imagination. I love to break down words. Imagination has the word magi in it because part of being a very spiritual person is your creative imagination and tapping into it. And you will never be able to use your creative imagination by constantly asking people for their creative imagination. And some of you, I mean, it's okay to ask for help, but if you really, I really particularly make this channel for the elite of us. For those of us who are masters or seeking to be masters, who have callings on our life. That's really, really what this channel is really for. I don't mind helping newbies, but you should have a goal if you're watching these videos to become your own best spiritual teacher because no one will know you better than yourself. No one, not me or anyone else. So at some point in time, constantly asking people for help, you will never have spiritual growth. Many of you are missing out on golden opportunities, and the ancestors and your spirit guides would love to advance you with knowledge, advance you with wisdom and gifts. But many of your ancestors don't like your cell phone. They don't care for that. Everything is not meant to be seen. There are some things that we have to ponder within our hearts because this was only meant for you. Every spiritual experience that you have should not be shared with others. It's not meant for their influence. You don't need their opinion about what happened to you spiritually. Take away from that experience what you take away from it. Be able to make your own mistakes doing this because you're going to make them. Them powerful little old ladies that been doing this for years, that been in it, they are powerful because they done been through so much. They done had near-death experiences. They done astral traveled out of their body and damn near didn't make it back. Okay, they remember the witch war of 73. They have the witch war of 82. The witch war, I mean, they done had battles with warlocks, okay, taken over by demons. I mean, they done been through some shit. And that's what you gotta be. You gotta be willing and not afraid. Operating in fear will get us nowhere. I'm learning that. I'm not afraid when it comes to, because I make up my own stuff and it's powerful. Okay. So learn how to create sacredness in your practices. Learn how to take your time. You don't have to gain popularity this year, next year, 5 years from now. Your greater might be in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. You might not fully evolve into what you're supposed to be until you are an older elder. Maybe that's, your purpose, but you're trying to rush it, and you're trying to make yourself something that you're not. And it's only going to backfire in the long run. That's all it's going to do. Eventually, people will find out just how fake and phony you really are. And if you had only taken the time to better yourself instead of trying to be a spiritual guru for others, if you had only taken the time, then your path would be, spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Your path, you will grow in it and evolve into something more powerful than you ever could imagine. Okay? Imagination. That's what it's all about. Creating. Okay? So this is not like, I always try to come from a place of love, and sometimes a little anger. because some of y'all getting on my last nerve. You're like, you know, and when I see older women do it, I'm like, and never be afraid, you guys, to ask. You know, I had a sister the other day that asked me about, you know, my spiritual walk. She wanted to get some work done. And if you have a spiritual, a leader or someone that is a spiritual worker and they claim that they can do work for you or you feel that they can, never be afraid to ask them about their journey. If they can't take the time out to talk to you and tell you their gifts and where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing, you should not deal with them. You should not deal with him. Okay, so this is a little bit longer of a video than what I typically do, but I hope you guys have gained some kind of understanding from the video. I hope it encourages you guys to do your own type of work. I hope it encourages you to have more confidence. I'm hoping that it saves a lot of you from a hole in your pockets because you done gave your money to a spiritual worker that is not in fact a spiritual worker. So I'm hoping, you know, I'm keeping y'all and a lot of people about to be mad right now because they like she exposing the game, you know. But look, I don't care because I'm not here for a popularity contest. That's not what this is about. This is about being authentically ourselves, walking in our destiny. And along the way, if I can help some of y'all, because really this walk is about me. And along the way, if I can help some of y'all, perfect. You know, perfect. I'm willing to take my time. I'm in no rush. Okay. If it take me 20 more years before I become what I'm supposed to be, so be it. But I will not pretend to be something I'm not. That's not the spirit of Oya. That's not the spirit of, that's not who I am. So what y'all see is what y'all get. And like I said, you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Promote this channel, put it in in the different groups. Make sure that, you know, the people are seeing these videos and it's important. I'm going to say this. I love you guys. Beautiful comments. I do apologize for not getting back to some of you as I should, but I am a mother. I'm a family woman and I also have a business. I'm a businesswoman and I also do work for people as well, spiritual work. So I have so many things that I'm working on, you guys. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come for us. But I thank you so much for all of your words of encouragement. It really does mean a lot to me. I may not respond right away, but I do read them and it really warms my heart. It's really what got me back on here today. I read some of the comments and I don't leave anything negative on there. As a matter of fact, I really don't get any negative comments like that. But because I want this platform to be a platform where we can all agree to disagree and just voice our opinions and share love. And I really do believe that the kind of energy that you project off to people is what you get back. So I believe that what I'm giving you guys is very beneficial for your walk. I just want to say, you guys, that you know, I love all my beautiful spiritual workers out there. Let's stay encouraged and do what we got to do. And hopefully this video is a wake-up call for many of you that have been doing stuff. Just kind of sit back and kick back sometimes, you guys, you know, and kind of lay off the social media and just use these things as a tool to embrace each other, meet new people. And as always, you guys, discernment and wisdom. Okay, let wisdom be your guide. Okay, you can never go wrong with wisdom. She's a beautiful, beautiful energy that will save you from a lot of turmoil. Okay, so I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget crystalcreekbotanicals.com for all your spiritual supplies. You guys, mwah. Take care, you guys. Bye.